Hello, I'm Jennifer of Jen Coco. I hope you all are having a wonderful day today. I'm very excited about what we're going to be doing this morning because we're going to be coining new words for our conlang. So I hope you have your mugs of hot chocolate ready because we're about to dive right in. Okay, so let's talk about how we want to do this today. So, let me make sure y'all can see what we're looking at right now. Okay. And, alright, so with this, we have, alright, so yeah, let's start coining terms. So we know our early sounds that we're going to be starting with. So we have our, let's see, we have our, we've chosen right now to use a rostral series, so p, b, f, v, m, b, as well as a, and of course rostral here meaning beak, rather than labial, just because we are using a avian influenced physiology here for speech. And again, thanks to the Artifexian and Former video for the inspiration for this system here. We have a palatal series, so our kya, kya, ya, kya, ya, kya, ya, kya, adjectives. Yeah. And then our choanal series, which is just a uvular series as for human pronunciation purposes. Ga, ga, ha, ra, ha, ra, la, ra, ga, ja, ah. And then also we are sticking with, at least to begin with, 3 vowels. E, ah, e, e. Yeah, e. That last one's hard for me to pronounce because I'm not used to pronouncing it. Or it's unusual for me to pronounce. That would be our unrounded back vowel. Because again, we're dealing with beaks here, not lips, so rounding is not really an option to my understanding. So E, A, E. So, the next thing to consider, we'd actually start coining things. And I think I'm going to make a new document for coining terminology. So if you'll give me a moment, please. While I boot this up. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Okay. And one moment and we should be able to see it. Hi, and here we are. So, we got what we're starting with here. Now, our real question here. So, what sort of words do we want to coin first? We know some of our... Well, let's go to our timeline that we've had. So we've said that our case and classes evolve fairly early on, so that's probably where we should start off forming things. For instance, come up with some basic words like meaning Flaunal, Avian. So actually, let's start with those two specifically, Flaunal and the words for Flaunal and the words for Avian. This is where I get into the trouble with coining terms, is that I'm never sure what method I want to use, whether I just want to jump in and go for it, just coming up with words that sound right and feel right, or do I want to use like a, Wesley does it. Or do I want to use like a generator, or yeah, the method I use to come up with words always seems to trip me up. Let's start with the word for meaning Flaunal. So let's have word, part of POS, part of speech, meaning. Another thing we haven't talked about is orthography yet, or at least romanization. I'm not going to worry about romanization for the moment. I realize that's going to mean I'm going to have a lot of either copying and pasting, or a lot of using the special characters symbols for this. But for right now, I want to just use the IPA for our words. So, our first word we would have and actually we're going to ignore parts of speech for the moment, or at least for some early words, just for the sole fact of I like the concept of having early words just kind of be a little bit more flexible. Of there's not a set class or derivational strategy to move words across boundaries, but that they have, but they would still have a primary one that they would use. So, yeah, we'll start with just, we'll keep actually, never mind, I'll scratch that. We are going to use parts of speech, because it will provide some stability, I think, and some derivational strategies that I'll appreciate as we continue on. So, our word for Flaunal. It's going to be a very commonly used word because it's going to essentially get semantically bleached into just a affix meaning related to Flaunal creatures in some way, shape, or form. So, yeah. And the other thing that we have, this is also we've also established this is a CVC with both contents being optional, and we have to have tone. That is the other thing. So we'll have to distinguish high, mid, low distinctions, which means we're going to have to figure out a way to reliably do that. Do I have our tone symbols readily accessible? I do not. That is something I'm going to want to find. There we are. There. So I have those accessible now, at least in our special characters. So, let's start with whatever it is. I think our first word is going to have a low tone distinction. And I can't remember if tone distinctions are supposed to come before or after the syllable in IPA. One moment, please. Is it looking like... Okay, after. That's what I need to see. Okay. So... One thing we haven't talked about is what sort of sounds we want to be more common than others. And I don't know... I haven't thought too much about that. I was hoping that as we start coining things, we'll kind of start getting a characteristic to the language. But one thing that we do want to try and maintain is a bird-like sound. So... E... Ah, ah, e, ah, This is for our flaunal creatures. I kind of like doing it. I kind of like the idea of doing an injective for that. For instance, doing e, e. E. Yeah, actually, I do like that idea. So, and then a low tone distinction. Yeah. Okay, so e, u, e, yeah, oop, oop, ur, un, ung, oog, ooh. So many options. Oop, oob, oof, 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 Eesh, 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 eesh. Oh, I'm gonna need to my. Right. Eesh, eesh. Okay, I kinda like that. Ba, 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 ba. Eesh, 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 eesh. Yeah, eesh. The word for Flaunal. And we also need a word meaning avian. I realize I'm using adjectival descriptions, but eh. Okay, so this is going to be a high tone, no question on that. Or at least a high or mid. It's definitely not going to be a low tone, that is for certain. Yeah. I could also do... One thing I could also consider is doing multisyllabic words. These are going to be some of our most basic words, though, so I think for right now we're going to start with them being monosyllabic. So... And... Ra. Ri. Ri. Reap. Reap. There we are. Reap. I know that's supposed to be reap. I also need to add the high tone. But I'm seeing rip. The problem with using IPA sometimes. Reap. Ooge. Reap. Yeah, so we have ooge, ooge, and reap. And now to make other funny sounds. Ooge, reap. Okay. Basic words. We need words for... Let's see, we currently have words... Okay, so we currently have 2 words. There's no reason to say we currently have words for. And then next we would have... What else? What else? Other words. Let's come up with some other basic nouns that we are going to need. As we look through, we're going to need a word meaning... We're going to need all of our family names. That's going to be a whole thing. We'll come back to that. Counsel, head of household, or respect our elder, so that we can start getting some of our formality established as well. We also would need some of our our post positions, something meaning to or at, and something meaning of or from, as options as well. Let's start with the... let's start right now with getting just... I like to do a lot of derivation, which makes it hard to start because I have nothing to derive from. Okay. No, let's move on to some more verbs that we know we're going to need. Like one meaning to finish or to end. That's going to wind up becoming our part of our past tense. So this will be like something that we're going to derive because we're working right now with the with a proto language right now. So to finish or to end. As far as that goes, let's go with... Mar. Yeah, mar. Mar. No, that's not a good sound at all. Now that I think about it. Ma. Mob. Or mug. 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 Mock. Mock. I think I like mug. Mug. Oh, and I need to add a tone. Mug. 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 Mug, mug, mug. Mug. Okay. So... Ooh. So we have ooge, ooge, creep, mug, ooge, creep, mug. Okay. We're also going to need words meaning, let's see, to hope, Let's write out the to hope, to want, because that's going to be do a lot of future tense, at least, yeah, and then something meaning to have, to possess. Okay. For these, we'll do nga, ngi, mog. I don't like. Now that I think about it, I don't like mog because I want to make these are going to be every word that we're coming up with some of the most basic words. We're going to come up with words that are going to be used often and often and often. So these are should really hold the weight of maintaining the sound profile we want. Mug is not. No, I think ma might just work. Just a simple ma or a. Yeah, like a ma. Yeah, I think just sticking with ma for it to finish, I think is going to be the move there. So, to hope or to want, to have or to possess. B, B, E, 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 E. Okay, B. Beak, beak. It's almost like beak. B. Next up, we could use, that's one other thing to consider is words that sound similar to English words or names or such, but we'll consider that, some of those ideas later. Ja, 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 k, 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 rape, rape, ma, k, k. Br, 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 e, br, br, bra, br. Oh, doing a lip trill into an unfamiliar vowel is not easy. E, br, br. Okay. Br, br. Actually, I kind of like that sound, though. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, and more copy paste. Br. Breep. Brin. Bring. Brung. Brim. Brum. Brim. Brim. Brung. Brung. Yeah. Brung. Actually, I do like that. Brung. 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 Okay. Oof. These are strange looking. I'm glad I know IPA. Reap, ma, bring, bring, bring. Nga, ngi, 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 ngeep, 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 ngeep. Okay. The real questions here. E. E. Reap, ma. Okay. What words come up with next? It's too early to start doing translations. Let's face that fact. Okay, we have... I know we've only just gotten started into this today, but I think I'm going to call it here, because I think I need to do some thinking on the sounds that on the importance of the sounds. I think I want to do that off stream and to play around with that some. So I think we're going to call it here for today. So, thank you for everyone who joined me. On Wednesday, I will show the results of what I will hopefully have something ready, so we can do a lot more word coining. I'll also go ahead and start thinking up meanings and such off camera for us to give words 2 coins. So we'll look into that for next time. But we're going to call it here, keep this episode short just because we have a basic start. Didn't get as far as I would have liked, as far as what I hoped, but we do have some basic words in this language, which I'm very excited about. So, we're going to call it here for today. Thank you for everyone who joined me. Hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you Wednesday, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. See ya, see ya. Bye!